Have you ever wondered if animals and plants have an address? Well, you would be correct, but it is not an address like where you and I live. It is called a niche. Sometimes the niche is described as a synonym of habitat, but it is not as simple as that. The word niche was first described in 1927 by Charles Elton. He defined an ecological niche as what a species does to survive or its role in an ecological community. Over the years, this definition has been expanded and changed by many researchers. One of those researchers was G. Evelyn Hutchinson, who broadened the concept to include the full range of environmental conditions that determine a species' fitness or survival. So, let's slow down and go over what a niche is again. The niche is the role of a species within an ecosystem, consisting of its habitat and resource needs, and all its interactions with animals and plants that determine the species' fitness or survival. Now that that's clear, let us move on to the different dimensions of niches. Every species has different unique aspects, such as habitat, diet, trophic interactions, reproduction, and genetics, that together form their overall niche. Although species have a full niche, this does not mean they occur in every suitable ecosystem. Hutchinson described a difference between the fundamental and the realized niche. The fundamental niche is the environmental space that a species can occupy. This is an ideal world where no other species have influence on the living conditions of the species. However, we live in a world full of interaction like competition from other species, predation pressure, and dispersion barriers. When this is taken into account, it changes the space a species will actually occupy. This is called the realized niche. Niches can be broad or small, depending on whether a species is a generalist or a specialist. Generalists have broader niches where they can survive within a wider range of conditions, while specialist species have a smaller niche because they can only survive within specific environments. In addition to this, a species niche is not set in stone. It can change due to external influences such as human disruption or climate change. When climatic conditions change, some species are able to track these changes and occupy new areas, leaving the unsuitable locations behind. The black alder is a specialist species with a specific ecological niche. It is widespread across Europe, ranging from Scandinavia to the Mediterranean. The species is known for its preference for waterlogged habitats. It is very water demanding as it has no mechanism in its leaves for controlling transpiration. Due to this genetic aspect, the black alder thrives along riverbanks, in marshes, and in valleys. The species is also very light demanding and prefers a nutrient-rich soil, limiting its habitat. One of the main ecological functions of the species is its ability to help stabilize riverbanks against erosion through its deep soil penetration and strong vertical roots. The black alder also contributes to its community by increasing the availability of nitrogen, phosphorus, and other minerals in the soil. This encourages the growth and existence of different flora and fauna. The black alder also has a low competition resistance against species such as the ash or the maple. This changes the spread of black alder from their fundamental niche to a smaller realized niche, absent of fierce competition. Dispersion barriers such as human presence also hinder the spread of black alders from their full fundamental niche. So, simply put, black alders thrive in wet habitat conditions. However, due to climate change, droughts are becoming increasingly common throughout its habitat, threatening black alder survival. It is being forced to migrate northwards to wetter, more suitable habitats. This process of niche tracking is essential to the survival of the black alder in the face of climate change. If you want to know more about niche tracking, come back next week for our next knowledge clip. So, to summarize, a niche is the role of a species within an ecosystem, encompassing its habitat and resource needs, and its interactions with other organisms, which together determine the species' fitness and survival. Due to climate change, species are going through the process of niche tracking, shifting their realized range. So the next time you call up a species, ask them what their new address is, as it might have changed.